going to be talking about connecting with spirit, and this is going to be part 1. So let's jump right in and see what we can find that will amaze and delight us today. So the first point I want to make is, in connecting with spirit, everything is all that is. There's nothing in existence that is not all that is. And therefore, everything is infinite and unconditional love at its core. Doesn't matter if it's a consciousness unit, which it takes millions to make an atom, or if it's a human being, a galaxy, or even a universe. Everything is infinite and everything is unconditional love. So it means that except for your mind, every part of you, every cell, bone, every part of you is directly connected to all that is every instant. It also means that every part of your world is connected to all that is every instant. And in addition to that, we are assigned guardian angels to us before we're born, and they are with us for life. And even more angels are added as we grow and evolve spiritually in our lives. In other words, we're directly connected to all that is every instant in everything we do. Therefore, our only job is to allow this connection. So the question becomes, how can we allow it? Number 1, meditation and breathing. So that helps ground us. And when we get grounded, then we can start practicing things like being the observer and being still, which brings us to the second practice. Practice being still. Just being the observer and not letting your mind carry you away. If thoughts come to you, that's fine. Just let them pass through. Now, the third, and I think probably the most important aspect of connecting with your spirit, is setting a daily intention to be aware and to be mindful. Be the observer of your life. Now, if you've practiced your breathing and your meditation and your stillness, you're in a great position to be the observer. Now, there's some other things that you can do that'll help you cope with whatever the situation is you're dealing with. If you learn to use the pendulum or the sway test, another technique is to, and that will answer your questions, and you want to know what's going on here. Another thing I and my wife frequently do is we incubate our dreams. So when we go to bed, we ask for answers to our questions. And I want to be clear that the answer doesn't have to come back to you in a dream. It can just occur to you the next day or the next 2 days. The key is, again, to set your intention to be aware so that when it comes, you can capture that moment. You can capture that information about how you want to live your life. And the last point that I'm going to cover today in part 1 is be open. Be open to whatever comes and commit to following your inner guidance. Commit to following your inner guidance. Now, this may sound like a little thing, but I assure you the ramifications and the benefits are enormous because it's going to make your life a lot simpler. Specifically, my wife and I follow our guidance all the time. We might argue with it. One time my wife was working with her sister and her guidance said, she was going to buy her some clothes. She's in a nursing home. And her guidance said, no, do not buy her clothes. And she was really upset. She said, well, this is the last night I'm here in Indianapolis, and I'm going to be going back tomorrow. But she did not buy the clothes. The next day when she saw her sister, it became readily apparent that all those clothes she would have bought would have been the wrong size. And she would have had to take them back, which would have taken even more time. So the power in following our guidance is the power to make our lives simple, the power to make our lives clear, the power to give ourselves gifts. So with that, I'm going to put it in your hands. Find the things that work for you. Breathing to a count of 6. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just doing breathing. A meditation practice is great. Practicing stillness. There's so many tools in your hands, dear friends. Use them. Connecting with your spirit will change your life in ways unfathomable right now. So thank you, dear friends. I love you, and I look forward to being back with you next week for part 2.